Today we're looking to hit the rating of 2000 playing nothing but the hippo as both white and black. This is not the finale, but I want to say thank you to those of you that have been watching through this series, commenting, liking, the near 200 of you that have invested in my over 21-hour advanced hippopotamus defense course, bringing you from, really no understanding of the hippo to a very high level of mastery. Again, it's over 21 hours. There's lead chess studies. Go down to the description below, go down to the pinned comment, plug in the discount code of June 30, and you will get 30% off on that course or any of my other courses good through the rest of this month. Not much time left. Again, guys, thank you for following thus far. This is not the last one. This is not the last video, but 2000 is a nice number, and just wanted to say thanks. So here we go. Okay, we're back to it. The hippo grind, G3. Okay. All right, fianchetto. Y'all know me. If G6 here, I like to just barely get that move in, right? Now with E6, yeah, we'll continue with natural developmental chess. Okay, one thing that stands out to me is that they're not taking the full center, so this could lead to a very quick kingside attack. This could also lead to us just taking space at some point. But first things first, let's finish our hippo setup. Okay, B3, bishop B2 is what I'm looking at now. We do that. I'm not playing A3 because of C5 on the board. Now that's a little questionable because I could play A4. You can't defend it or else the rook falls. Now you could push. You could push to B4. Do I like that? I don't know. I don't know if it's super necessary at this point to play A4. So I'm going to take a second here. What can we do? Breather moment. F4, good move taking space. C4 also playable, although knight b4 could be annoying. I'm going to castle. I think I'm going to castle here. I'm not going to get a quick king side attack, I don't think, with g4. Although, you know what? I will play that to start just to see what they do, because if e5, I push this guy, I pick off that pawn. If h5, I could remove the knight and then take that guy right off. And this is a move I want to play eventually, so I'm able to pull it off right now, so let's just do that. If h6, I could castle, I could take more space. Now bishop e5, that's interesting. That move looking to trade off those bishops. I could go rook b1 or queen. I'm gonna go rook. I'm gonna go rook, because I don't really, there's a very high chance they'd take and then offer another queen trade, and I don't really want to do that in this position. Okay, I want to keep queens on the board. There you go, queen e5. Okay, I'll run back. That's fine. My dark scores are a little bit weak. I don't care all that much as it's on my queen side, and I like the fact that we're starting to have a little bit of space on the king side that we can work with. Here doesn't work. Or does it? Here, the queen's trapped. Okay. So you can't take, or else the queen's done. That can happen in the hippo. I've seen that. Sometimes taking this pawn on e3 with the queen doesn't work out for them, including right now. All right. Here we go, g6. Okay. So we got, looks like we're going to get an Averbach here, potentially. Maybe not with bishop f4. No, not an Averbach. Pretty similar to the last setup, honestly. Maybe that bishop will look to get there. Never mind. So with the bishop on e2, you're not looking at g6. That does give me the ability to start thinking about this quick kingside expansion. Here, now that's interesting. So maybe they're looking towards bishop f3. That's my guess. Here, I tuck, they attack me. I don't know. It's going to be harder to pull that off, right, with a bishop and a queen looking at it. So I'll castle, and we'll see if we get this whole thing again. I just don't want to trade queens this early right now. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm okay. All right, pawn looks fine. Taking space. I don't have a bishop here anymore, so that is unfortunate. At the same time, because they don't have a bishop, my knight does feel very secure here. So there's, you know, there's pros and cons. The queen attacks it, but who cares? H5, F5. Let's go F5. Yeah. F5 there. H5 could be helpful at some point, but my rook's not on H8, so there's not as big of a push for that right now, I don't think. Here, here, here. I could push. Something to calculate. Okay, they go rook over. So I cannot push because the knight would fall. I could go queen f6 to start and then look to push. I could also go with h5. Let me just take some space. Take some space. That makes g4 a little bit more dangerous too, I think. Boom, boom. Knight runs somewhere. Maybe queen g5. Okay. I'm okay pushing pawns in front of my king. It's the hippo. I have a fianchetto here. And when I'm taking space on this side of the board, they can't attack me. I've already taken up all this space. Now they could attack me over here, but not on the king side. Now I'd love to get, over here quickly. That would be ideal. I do gotta say, if here, 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 it's not bad. Queen g5 also looks solid. Or queen h4. Okay. Here the problem is f5 would fall. Yeah, so that's too loose. It looked bad to me, even though it sounds really fun. What else I got? Bishop h6? Nah. Okay, maybe I just gotta make an improving move right now. Activate the queen, guard f5, push, push. I could do that. I could go here as well. That's not a very fun night, though, for me. It is fun for them. Here, here, no. Okay, I'll take a little space. Takes, here. I'm trying to stop that knight from getting to f4. I'd like to push f4 and g3. If here, I'm winning. Here is a bit of a concern, yeah, because my knight's attacked. I could go crazy here and give up my knight, but let me just try to play one move here to save my knight. Here. Looks fine. Okay. So now the rook can't fly in. Here, 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 that's definitely an idea. If here, I'll kick it. If here, what do? Okay, they don't do any of those. Let's push. So now that's definitely a threat. Okay, still a threat. Rook d5. Queen h6. Okay, g3. I gotta keep attacking here. Okay, so they don't have the ability to lock it up. That's definitely on my radar. So is this, but okay, takes. That's not mate. It sure is close though. Here, I can't get that in fast enough. So yeah, I'll take. They can't check me. I got that covered. They could go here with the rook. They haven't done that yet. I think I'm okay now, but maybe I'd go here. I don't know. Here, no. Queen f6 is the most solid. Okay, we go. Okay, now that is a concern. So I got to defend that again. rook f8. Rook up, queen, looking towards check. Check. Pin the knight. Or do I go here first? Here. Here. No. Okay, I'll pin the knight. Such a sharp position. My goodness. My queen is attacked. That is true. I guess I gotta take. I might be running out of time here. Boom. I gotta run with the king. I like the position. It's just I got 22 seconds. Okay, rook check, I take. Queen check, I run. Gotta run. Yeah. I'm looking at b2 as well, which opens up c3. I don't really care about the pawn right now. I care about c3 more. The knight could also activate. Ooh, that looks good. f3. f3 looks pretty strong. It's going to be a fast move on my part. It's got to be. Here. Looking at check. Okay, I run. Here, block. Okay. Looking at knight f3. What now? Check again? Okay. Rook's defended, b2's hanging, g1's hanging. Ooh, g1 is hanging. All right, check. That was a mouse slip. I meant to check. Gosh dang it. Check. 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 Oh gosh. We'll see if it finishes with mate. Nope. Wow. Crazy game there. Very well played. Yeah, just couldn't finish it off in time. That's always crazy when you have like 5 seconds and you're just like, okay, I made my pre-moves. Hopefully they work. All right, g5. Okay, yeah, I cover this in the advanced course as well. This kind of situation where your opponent launches their h-pawn at you and then they end up playing f4 or don't. f3. Now that is not something I see often. Usually they go f4 looking to break it open. Okay, well, we'll go a6. Let's go there. This is kind of like how the tiger can turn into a hippo, right? You take that tiger space and then eventually this could happen. So yeah, now they're going for that. I'm going to go takes is usually what the best move is. Takes. Here. If here takes here, I got f5 covered, so I'm okay. All right. Yeah, you got to look at f5 there. If their knight that you lure out is able to get there, that's not good at all. I will add, though, that knight c6 is actually a bit of a concern. Yeah, so these games are crazy. I mean, you're going to get wiped or you can win very fast. Here looks fine. I don't like the bishop on b3 though. That bishop's so annoying. Okay, let me get rid of it. Gotta get rid of that guy. It's doing too much. Doing too much there. And my knight's not that, you know, it's a knight. It's, you know, it's cool, but it's not doing anything crazy here. All right, take knight f6. If e5, I'll probably go b4. That's something you got to think about. If the king is on e1 or c1, this technique can work. If it's on b1, no. But basically here, takes. They're almost there, but then check is the idea. Here, takes. Yeah, that's fine. And if the knight runs, then I get d5. Right? So they can't take here because it's check. If the king was here, they're winning right now. They just take my bishop. I can't take without them getting a queen. But here, we're okay. Queen takes. And this is often what you want to get in these positions. White is trying to destroy you. They're trying to checkmate you. Black is trying to get into the endgame because white's pawn structure is so spread thin. I think I gotta... Yeah, let's do that. Just develop. Cover e4. That's... interesting move. I think I just take it though, because you can't take, or else the queen flies in to b2. And here, where do I go? Castle? That looks fine. I could go here as well. a5, a4. I guess that's the threat though, right? But then I go check. I could also just castle. Or do something crazy here. Where's my king the safest? I guess that's the question I got to figure out. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think that this is the worst king ever. But then there's discoveries. I mean, that's true anyway. I could castle queenside too. I'm going to do that because I have bishop e7. Yeah. Maybe rook over could be good. I don't think that was the best move because I just leave however I decide to. Probably got to reroute it somewhere. Queen can't attack this pawn yet as the bishop falls. Okay, bishop e3. We go... Where are we going? Here? Okay, I'll start with that. If you attack my queen, I trade. Thanks for the endgame. Great. Okay, we're in the endgame. We're up a pawn. Now we're up 2. So this is exactly what you want. This kind of game here. That pawn's so weak. Even in a queen endgame, the queen can just carve those pawns up. This game reminds me a lot of a game I had over the board. Maybe not a lot, maybe a little bit, but very similar approach to what my opponent did. And I ended up winning with all these weaknesses, but it's a tense game. It's a very back and forth. And there we go. Someone's disconnecting instead of resigning. Okay. New game. All right. Okay, so what's black going to do here? Do they want to play against g3? Yes, they do. All right. Fianchetto. So a 2-pawner so far. A lot of directions they can take this. Okay, so they're not going to go for f5, which makes my job a lot easier in some ways. Okay, 2 knights out. Part of the reason I also like prioritizing kingside development is because players will, you know, they'll see this and they'll be like, oh, let me castle queenside and just, you know, maul white. But then we have a very aggressive setup on the queen side. Okay, we got our 4 pieces on the 6th rank here. King side. Okay, respect. I like playing against the queen side. King side too, but queen side is a lot of fun. All right, b2. This doesn't come with tempo, but there is a bishop in the way. So maybe I'll have that knight c3 idea eventually. Yeah, I'll kick you out. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about an instance where this is okay, not without tempo, because if queen d7, g4, h5, I can kick the knight and then go knight c3 with a double threat because the bishop's in the way. Maybe we'll see it. That would be cool if they played this right now. But basically, if they do that, I push, they run, boom. And because it's a double threat, not just a single, I can get away with this move. But if this bishop was here, I ain't doing that. All right, more on that in the advanced. And I've talked about it on the channel as well. But okay, g6. That is very weakening, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I want to do that, but then I guess takes. I pin it. Okay. They can't. Well, they could take, but then they got to think about if they want that situation. 2 pawns for a piece, or I take if I don't want to go for that. I'd probably take with the pawn actually to prevent bishop e5 ideas, trading off for my great bishop, because my bishop's better than theirs right now. Castle. Castling. Takes, pin. That's fine. I could finish out with the bishop as well. Typically, bishop f3 is helpful in a lot of spots. Now that, I win your knight. Yeah. I mean, this is a strong player. 1975. Players just don't know what to do with the hippo. I mean, I get it. It's like probably the first time the guy's seen it, but that was a blunder. All right, so we're now up a piece for a pawn. I want to sack this, but why? I don't have the follow-up. I also am pinned. I don't love that either. I got to get out of the pin. How do I get out of it? Knight f3? That way I'm also preventing bishop g5, which would put direct pressure on that weakness and activate the rook. If here I can kick, at the very least. That's my insurance option. Bishop d8. I could do that. I could. Will I? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't want to make my bishop worse, but at the same time, I got to keep this solid. If I lose e5, that could be bad. So f5 is the target, huh? Okay. I'll eye that up. h4 is not a threat if I get out of the pin. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so I'm no longer pinned. That knight is free. Sure, trades are fine. Okay, step off. Queen f2 is an idea as well. What's the point of that? I guess you could bring your bishop here, but then, yeah, what's it really doing, right? Not doing much. I was about to do that. That would be terrible. I will say my bishop's not the best. Maybe I go for a little bishop journey here. You know? That's a good piece for them. That is a good piece. f6, we run. Okay, so we're looking at those squares. If I get pinned, I'll probably support with g3. I don't. Queen h7, that runs into boom, boom, take. Yeah, that's fine. Although, actually, wait, g5. No. Not fun. Never mind. That looks fine. These pawns are coming. Those pawns are a-coming. Here. I will say a lot of activity for black. Okay, fine. Takes. Here, I want to put something on e5 there to disrupt the activity of that rook. Okay, so I'm there now. If I get kicked, I run. Gotta defend well here. Queen h5. I go here? No. Here? Looks okay. If I get checked, I block. If I take, there's discoveries for them. Okay, I guess I gotta do that. Check here. Tuck my king, start to kind of pull my position together. Get that rook involved. Okay. Yeah, if I take that, take, rook flies in, nope. Maybe I should have took with the knight. I don't know. It's hard. Not much time. Here. Here. Looks okay. So I'm triple attacking g6. Now I'm double attacking it, so there's really no threat there. If I, let's see, here, check, I take, they take with the rook, I save my queen with my bishop. Well played. Well played. Takes. It feels like I should have something here, but I don't. I'm gonna look. We're gonna look through that again. King up. See if we can pull some magic here. Rook up. Rook up again. That's terrible. But not much I could do anyway. King over. They could just take my rook and win. Yeah. Okay, well, hey. There you go. I'm talking about how people don't know how to play the hippo and I lose. But that's chess. Okay. Now, I was winning. I was winning. There's no way I wasn't winning. Yeah, so I'm +2 right now in this position. +2. Where'd I mess up? This is all fine. According to the engine, I'm okay. Still good. Still fine. Ooh. Right here. That was a blunder. Yeah, so I thought after all this, I save and I'm okay, but I missed that. That's the one move. Anything else, I'm winning. Yeah, anything else. Wow. So what do I got to play there? I could play bishop, rook. Okay, yeah, there's different moves there, but probably bishop. Bishop f3 first. Yeah, well played. Very, very tough game there. Okay. Keep it moving here. All right, bishop there, d6. Okay, we got a stone wall now. That is weak, but they just defend it. I've been getting some, I got a question or two at least about the stone wall, so this is good. I would honestly say approach the stone wall similar to if you see the Austrian, because eventually it can turn into that. Okay. Now it takes a little bit of extra time. So here the engine is going to sit and say that we're totally okay. Do we feel okay? That's a whole other thing to think about. But yeah, maybe c5 here. Could have been good to develop like that. That's probably what I would recommend, honestly. But I went and, you know, as a hippo player, you sometimes find yourself just kind of clicking through the moves when it's something different. But that's what I should have done. But now I got to deal with this. It is okay. It's just hard to defend. I think I'm going to castle. Okay, if they push at F5, you can't take with the G pawn. Take with the E, swing that knight over. Okay, that's the game plan there. Now E5, that completely gets rid of F5 for them. But, of course, they do have good pressure on D6. If I take, they take, that's not bad for them. I could go here. I could go here, takes here. That's a little wobbly too. Takes, C5. I'll try that. So putting some pressure on D4. Knight's good, bishop's solid. Yeah, those are fine. Taking's not good for them. Again, good move. I will take. Jump in to cover this. If they kick me, I think I got to go to H4. E3. Interesting. Is that a good move by them? I mean, I guess if I take it, D6 is super weak, right? Okay, so I'll start with this. B5, start to swing this knight over. Very Stonewall-esque game in the sense that we have weaknesses that they've very clearly targeted in the process. Yes, they've gotten the dark squares. We've gotten the light squares. And takes a game of chess to know who's going to come out on top, right? But rook c6, I could do that. Queen d5. Takes. Threatening the bishop. They defend it. Trade. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. It's not like winning or anything. I think I'm going to keep... Let me just look at this again. Here, because it's so forcing. I can't ignore it. Rook over. You know what? Let's try that. Actually, timeout. If I go here, check, takes. I don't like that as much. Okay, looks like we're going to centralize the knight. Centralize again. Maybe bishop h6. Looking at that rook. Activate our knight. That's losing. It's not a very hard move to not make, but okay, queen. I like the activity of my knights. They also got great control of the c file. So it's not super clear to me. Not an easy position. If I attack, they attack. If I go up, they attack. G5 maybe. They attack me, I go here. Let me jump in. I'll jump in there because I got light squares I could look at. Like if you kick me, I go to B3. Now that move, check. Is that a cheap check though? I think it's good. Because if you take it, I take your knight, right? Take and the knight falls. If the king runs, I take the bishop. Okay. Yeah. Takes. Which one do I want? Here. Yeah, let's keep this game sharp. Let's keep this dynamic. You gotta keep defending your rook. Only choice. My knight could dance around. If here I got here. If here I got here. If here queen b3 looks good. Looking at b2, just keeping an eye on it. But you know what? Let's go a2. Why not? Why not look at the back rank as well? Because I got my bishop coordinated towards c1. Check. Here. Here. They take my queen. I take theirs. This is a trade. Okay. What's that knight going to do? Jump in? Here. I could go here first and then see if, hey, do you want to defend b2? Do you want to defend the back rank? One of those is going to have to be the way they play it. h3 also looks good to me. Knight d1. Looks fine. I guess if here takes... Just making sure I'm safe here. Okay, take the pawn. So I'm up a pawn. That's good. One pawn can give me a lot of leverage. Check. No. Let me get off of that real quick. Here takes here. Yeah. Okay, let's try this, because now I'm threatening this. Okay, still threatening this. I'll go with the bishop. I'll chuck my knight in. Got to keep playing actively here. That's a checkmate threat. Takes, takes, check here, check here. I think I'm okay. I don't think I can go anywhere else, or I'm just going to get mated, but if check I run, I think they're out of checks at that point. Okay, so they go there. So then we go to, can we just take it? What's wrong with taking? Check. Here. Yeah, I'll just take it. Take again, why not? Check. Okay, now we're going after that king. Boom. That's it. Good game. Good game by white. Again, guys, when you see the stone wall, I recommend just playing as if it's a Austrian, because ultimately their D, E, and F pawns have either all pushed to the regular Austrian squares, or they can do that. So you can turn a stone wall into an Austrian in a single move by pushing that E pawn. So that, I just recommend playing it like we would against an Austrian there. Okay. Jimmy Marquez 147. Don't know who you are, but here we go. Okay. Got the fianchettos in. Knight d2. They want to trade. Do it on your own time, bro. Unless I go here. Nah, that's fine, bro. You can have it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. My bishop is a lot better than yours is currently. I don't love g4's h5, and the rook is supporting it. So I'll take the space they give me. Maybe I can swing my knight into e5. Kind of a stonewall idea, but I haven't committed to this, weakening e4. Yeah, we'll keep eyeing that up. Chuck the knight in there. I could take. Could also not take. King over. The reason I did that is because I don't like the potential queen looking at my king. Boom, boom, yeah. I like that shift, because you're getting more pawns on dark squares. which we both have dark square bishops. Okay, so that's in my favor. Maybe I can start just slowly shuffling my way over. There's nothing super concrete here. I think it's just slow maneuvering, slowly improving. Because I always got to be worried about bishop d6 as well. So just get that queen over. Now that move, that's a mistake on their part. Because I can take, if they take, I have an intermediate check. If they take here, I lock it up. Dream scenario, their queen side is completely blocked off. Our bishop can go back. We have an attacking game. That one little pawn move. So yeah, they're cooked now on the queen side. As we saw, you know, chess ain't over till it's over. You got to play well. So I'm not saying the game's over. I'm just saying their queen side attack, their pawns are terribly placed. Their bishop is matching almost everything. f5. Now I don't want that. I don't want f5. Because I push, the queen's incredible. If I play f5, the bishop could improve. But I think that's the best thing I got. Okay, so they might be able to get the bishops off here. That should be their goal. Get this bishop off for this one, because my bishop is literally on the opposite of nearly everything except that guy. Okay. Yeah, queen f3, queen g2 is an option. Bishop c1 is hard to ignore. I could take. I like that game. But, oh wait. That's not fun. You know what? I don't mind though. I still think the attacking chances for me are a little bit better. With bishop c1, knight f4, knight d5, rook f5. If you... Okay, so they go there. So then that weakens these. Can I take advantage of that? I don't think right away, but I can take again. Rook f1. Yeah, they might be forcing my hand here. I don't want to help their rook improve. Knight f4, rook e5. So let me go knight f4 now. Then I'll take... That way my knight is, you know, covering some good squares. This is good for me. I will say that. The bishops, this gives me... If I could trade off everything and keep the bishops, I would. Just based on how their bishop is useless over here and mine is useful. Okay. Guard our knight. We take... That is a good bishop. They also have a good knight. Here, here, here? No. Yeah, knights are tough. Knights are tough. Okay, I'll go there. Let's start. And then maybe rook e5. Just pressuring. Improve the king next. I got to be careful not to let that rook seep into the e file and win. Okay. Oh wow, g5, yeah. Guys, I think I just blundered the game away here. Wow. That was a blunder on my part. My bad. I should have... Yeah, that was too loose. Okay, well, here we are. I still have a chance, I think, of pulling a draw. Yeah. Maybe a win if I get lucky, but I'm down a piece for a pawn, so I can't ask for too much. h6 is weak. Yeah. Let me target this guy. back. Run. If they go there, I'm good, but they won't. Okay. I'd like to get that A-pawn. I just got to be careful about discoveries against my rook. Okay, so we pin the knight. Okay. Check is not going to do it, but all we can do is try. Yeah, the knight's too close. Okay. D3, I run. Here? I guess. At this point, guys, we're just trying to get lucky. Just trying to get lucky. Okay. Looking at D2. Take D2. Take B3. Oh, what am I doing? Check, king. All right, here we go. We got white. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess they gave me some free points there. Thanks. All right, guys, let's get in a groove here. Let's get in a groove. G6, bishop G7. All right, so we got, okay, 2 pawn center, pawn up. Tuck the knight. G5 is definitely something to look at since, yeah, I mean, we can look to kick that piece around. Queen side, I attack very aggressively. King side, I could do the same thing. Honestly, if king side, I probably would push at some point here. All right, B6. I don't want that necessarily, so let me kick that knight out or back. Okay, you got one defender on it, so if I kick you, you're going to have to go back to D3. Only choice. Yeah, I got to play the clock better. I'm going to play faster the rest of this tier. I think we're at the point, guys, where I got to have time on the clock at the end of the game. Okay, kick that. I'm going to kick G5. Go G5, tuck the knight. See where white decides to go with it. I mean, you got multiple squares. Okay. I'll take. This is not an option right now, as g5 is attacked twice. This is a possibility. e5 I take, d5 I push. Here, 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 takes. Yeah, I should probably castle. Get my king safe. Maybe king h8, just a quiet little move to get off of that diagonal too. Why not? Again, you can't push the e-pawn. D-pawn, don't recommend it. What else? Okay, rook over, we move over. Yet again, can't push these. White here is doing a good job of playing patiently. I think we're in the spot where we can start to, yeah. I guess I could do that. It's a little loose though. Yeah, it's a little loose. Okay, knight of 6. Looking towards h5. Bishop e2, I may have the opportunity to take that pawn if they're trying to prevent me from getting there. Boom, boom. Yeah. So basically, guys, we're looking to get this knight to f4. That's the plan. We jump in there, or we go here. Takes. It's okay, but I think it's better just to throw myself in there because they can't go here anyway. Yeah, they can't go there anyway with g2. So I don't got to be super rushed on this right now. They still can't do it. If bishop f1, maybe I got to think about it. But even that, I could play quietly. Yeah, if you do that, g2, right? The hippo bishop and the knight coordinate together. We have a fork. And then here, we got to keep our momentum going. Take that rook, take that pawn. Okay, we're +3 in material. Maybe? Queen d4 looks active. Let me do that. It's not threatening anything, but maybe you could call that a threat. I don't know. I could kick the knight, but they go back. Yeah. Gotta force trades. I can take now. Okay, we run over. Ooh, knight e4. Takes. Yeah, that's fine. Trades are good. Okay, you can't take control of the d file now. I'm looking at d2. I can kick your knight as well. All right, let me kick. Kick the knight. That runs into that. All right, we'll go there. This feels pretty secure to me, the f4 pawn. So c4, I'm just trying to play actively, make some space. Yeah. So that's a good trade for me. Takes, that's good too. Got to stay up on the clock. Here. No. No, doesn't work. Well, it's not good at least. I could kick that bishop. Let me do that. Kick that bishop, see where it decides to go. I'm looking at d2 as well. If here, that's not a threat anymore. Here. Okay, so they're keeping an eye on this. Again, not threatening anything, but just eyeing stuff up. Now I think your knight is having a harder time seeing anything. Right? Takes. I run. They run over. Yeah. I go up. Okay, I'll keep advancing over here. I don't love that that pawn's so active. Takes. Fine. We take, we run. E6 is very weak, and my rook is getting closer to being trapped. Here takes, check, takes, check, takes. Even material. Okay, so I gotta guard this pawn right now. Push this guy. Run over. I could start thinking about that. Okay, looks like we're going to be in an even material endgame. Okay, offer a trade. Check. Get that king the heck out of there. Back. Okay. Check. Back. Yeah. Got a draw. Well played. Okay. Bishop g7. Yeah, very well played there. I had a hard time with that one. All right, so we got bishop e3, 2 pawns out. Yeah, e6. Okay, so we got standard setup thus far. b6 next. We'll see where the king goes. Okay, queen set. So I got to attack the king. Here, b5 is the plan. Okay. Okay, tuck that in. That is a threat. That is a threat. Okay, we push. Not a good move. It's very hard for white to pull that off now. And I think I can start pushing with b5, c5, you name it, right? Keep taking that space up on the queen side. Yeah. Pawn up. Yeah, so e4 only has one defender. I mean, yeah, you got to go a3 or bishop d3, one of those to defend that guy. Okay, we go c5 now. So that's typically what you want to go for. You see the king on the queen side, push the b pawn, then the c pawn. You have the support of the knight. That shifts if the bishop's here because you don't want to lose that pawn. But if the bishop's here, yeah, push that guy. And there's a lot of things that could go bad for white. They go here, boom, the bishop's trapped. Pawn there. So common. So common. Boom. Bishop flies in. Okay, I could take the rook. Let me... Could also do that. I mean, there's probably multiple winning moves here. I think the simple way to play this is to take. I'm +7 right now. Right now. Of course, they're going to get material back. Takes, 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 takes. Looks good. So maybe they got to take c5. Because that's next up, right? So right now we're up a rook. Take d4. What are we up now? Well, I could take the bishop or the knight. I think I'm going to take the knight. Knights are so crafty. Although, and their pawn structure would be bad. Yeah, I can't pass that up. I just can't. Sorry. Was that like a hope move? Hoping that I would pre-move? Maybe. All right, guys, back in the win column. I gotta admit, you know, it's like, it can be just, you know, this is more of a personal thing, but it can be, I don't know how to say it. Maybe embarrassing, right, to lose in a video like this, or just in general, like when you're streaming or playing an opening or whatever it may be. Unless you're playing like something really bad, it's like, you know, it can be embarrassing to lose. It can be hard to lose. I mean, I don't like losing. Never have, never will. But it's part of chess, you know. And I just no one's gonna go. Well, maybe not no one. Maybe like 3 people. But besides those 3 people, no one's gonna go on stream and win everything. So even if you're losing to players that you usually wouldn't, you just gotta keep it moving. Right? It's part of chess. I have a lot of people, not a lot, but I've had some people tell me like, I want to go play in tournaments once I know that I won't lose. And I'm like, dude, you're going to lose. Okay. You're going to lose. I'm sorry. I've lost over 200 tournament games over my career. So it's going to happen. And these aren't little 10-minute games in tournaments. These are up to, some of them up to 5 hours, 6 hours close to. So yeah, it's, chess is hard. Chess is hard. Okay, c4. There's my little confession and speech for the day, I guess. And I know I'm not the, you know, I know I'm not the only one. But yeah. Okay, c4. Tuck the queen. Back to the hippo. Okay, enough about all that losing and winning stuff. c4. I'm putting pressure on d5 twice. I'm always looking at c5. That is a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a shaky square. When there's a pawn on d7, but really, takes. Interesting. You know, I think I'm okay with taking that. I don't know if I necessarily want to take again, because that is a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. So I'll castle, but if you play c5 defending it, then my bishop is incredible. Kick. I could go for that. Ooh, I like that. Banco Gambit style, going, hey, take this. You know, take it, it's fine. And then we'll go for those. 95, 94. Okay, so I like my position right now. I'm putting pressure on d6 and c5. Do I take the bishop first? Takes. Or do I keep material on the board? Takes. Boom. If they kick me. Okay, that's a little wobbly. If I take the bishop first, and then I take, and then all this happens, my knight doesn't get kicked. Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Yeah, take this guy. They're going to take the knight, right? Only move. Takes. If they take here, I defend my knight. So that wouldn't work for them. Okay, the queen flies in. I got here. Yeah. So capture that pawn off. Boom, boom. Yeah, that looks good. We're at even material. I do got good pressure on their queen side. I like the piece activity. I will say their rook on e8 is very strong. Their knight is solid. In terms of planning here, rook b1 is something to consider, I think. Putting more pressure against that b7 pawn on its starting spot. Knight f4, knight d5 looks good. I mean, it's all about improving pieces, right? The higher the level, and it's getting to the point now, right, where it's like, these players are tough. You have to play well. I don't care who you are. You have to play at a very high level to beat players at this caliber. And unless there's a blunder or something. And you got to take the slow approach and improve. So 1-2, 1-2. And that's the Hippo in general, right? If you're playing the Hippo, you're not trying to win the game in 10 moves anyway. But just remember that. Don't be in too much of a rush trying to win the game. Just take a breath, try to improve your pieces. So they're seeing the weakness on d3. I will continue with my plan of improvement and defend that. If they go here, I could throw my knight right into d5, attacking the queen. Could always take this knight if I need to. These are feeling a little bit more loose now that the bishop left. Knight d5. Okay, knight c6. I don't want to give up my bishop. Here. That's an improving move. Okay, so the queen's under fire. Where's the queen going to go? d6? Yeah. d6. Here, here. That looks good. Yeah, get that queen to run. Okay, so they see that, they slow it down. What do we got? That don't work. This move? I could go c5. I don't really know what that accomplishes, though. This is not good in general. Boom. No. Okay, maybe I just calmly improve the queen. Sometimes there's nothing crazy. You just got to make a little improving move. They're not really giving me anything right now in terms of tactical chess that I see. b7's hanging. If they push it, that's weakened. Maybe queen a4 at that point. Could be good. They go there. Good move. Defending that. If I kick, they go back. That doesn't do anything. Okay, add more pressure to that pawn. Just keep adding pressure. Yeah, so if takes, I think I got to take b7. Take that guy off. What do they got? They can't take here. They could take here first. They could do that. Yep. Okay, I will capture. If I take first, I lose the file. So I will just add some pressure there. Of course, the pressure there is a little bit useless right now because they could always distract my rook. Okay, I think I can do this now. Takes. Back. Defending. If they take my bishop, I take their rook. So we're up a pawn now. 2 passers. You just hung your knight. All right. Okay, so we got d4 this game. Looks like we might get an Averbach. We got, I guess not. I'm guessing we're going to see more and more Averbach positions as this speedrun progresses. But yeah, they're not going for it yet. This is like a little bit of a delayed Averbach, potentially, unless they decide to not even push it to e4. And yes, I see my... So this is always an interesting situation. Do I take the knight? Do I not? I'm going to take the knight here. Okay, I've talked about this on the channel, on the advanced course. Very interesting situation. So we're down 1 point of material, up a pawn, down the exchange. Where are they going to go? Knight e4 is losing, for starters. Typically. I do got to say queen a4 there. I got to look at that again. But the bishop would be trapped at the very least. Now with knight b5, usually c6 is the way to go. So I'm going to do that. I'm going for this line because it's interesting, right? I want to just highlight how dynamic this can be. If check, we run. The whole game plan now is trap the bishop. I'm down 1 point in material, but if I can win the bishop, we're good. If I can't, you know the rest of the story. White, on the other hand, they're trying to get that guy out. Takes here. They could add more pressure to c6, but then the knight drops on the spot. They could play bishop f4, but then a fork. So where do they got? Here, here. If queen there, I attack the queen. Check, I run. Very loose for them. Very loose position. And I'm guessing this is their first time seeing a position like this. Okay, so they go for this idea. I think that allows knight c5. So when you see the check and they go queen a4, yeah, knight c5 is good. So, because you're threatening both, right? Okay, they take that. We take this. They take there. We're even material, but we got 2 minor pieces for a rook and a pawn, which is great for us. I will say that bishop's still not super comfortable. Do I start pushing here? I do got to keep an eye on d8. If my queen runs away somewhere, it's game over. If I go here, it's going to be game over because check, boom. Bishop f4, I push. If you take, I don't got to take with my queen. I can take with my bishop. Trying to activate that rook. They don't really have defense right now over here. In fact, they have nothing now on that little 16 square quadrant of the board. Okay, I'll keep pushing. b4. I think you're letting me improve my knight, right? I could go here as well right now. Throw that move in. Is it necessary? Probably not. Huh. I guess at the end of the day, takes here. I'm not able to run away with the queen anyway because checkmate. So I'll just go for this. And knight d7 again. Game over. Okay, so this very interesting dynamic that can happen when they try to go get your rook and they give up a piece in the process, a piece in a pawn, because you can trap that bishop or look to and get material back. Very sound, by the way. It's not like it's very complicated, but it's not bad. Okay, c5. We go. I'm looking at all these little brilliancies, but there's nothing there. Okay. c5, I can't leave this square alone. I gotta move my queen somewhere up. Does that work? Looks okay to me. Who's gonna win this race? I like the position. I mean, that's very dangerous stuff over here. If b5, I still can't take. I mean, at some point, maybe it's worth fixing this whole issue with bishop e5 or something, or bishop f6 or whatever. I do got to say as well, if it's my move, take, check. If they take, double check, king runs, boom. So let's do that real quick. Let's go here. Just double checking I'm okay. Looks like I am. I don't think they want me taking here with check. That's too much. Too close. Yeah, so they don't want my rook flying in. Takes. Takes. Check. That's a threat kind of move, at least. Okay, so I can't go in there. I could check, but then they go there. Okay, so I'll take this queen rook, or this bishop, that is. Still eyeing that up. Check. We now got 2 pieces for the pawn, yep. I think I got a trade. I could go there. Huh, maybe I could do that. Check, but then here. This is one of those positions, I know this is winning, so I'm just going to do that. Maybe I had check or something crazy, I don't know, but yeah. I know this is winning, so let's just go with the safe route. Low risk option. Okay. I have that king. Ask the rook where it wants to go. Yeah, 2 minor pieces is 2 minor pieces versus a rook. The rook just can't handle it. And that's the whole goal of going into a line like this. King up. This guy just accused me of cheating, by the way. Which I could partly understand, but obviously my regular rating's not 19. Okay. I'll have to tell this guy I'm a speedrun account. Here. But I mean, these players are good. I've lost 2 games on this video so far, so I'm not saying it's a game over, or you know, I'm not saying it's easy. Bishop e2. Okay. I'm just responding to this guy real quick. All right, rook back. Okay. Yeah, I like eyeing up h2. Takes? Can I get away with that? I gotta start moving. Oh my gosh. Okay. Looking at check. All right. Take. That is a passer. That pawn is annoying. Maybe I just throw my knight in there. I don't know. King up. So I'm attacking the rook. They could take and push, and then I got to go back with my bishop. If they leave my knight, I have a knight, so that's dangerous on their part if they want to do that. Okay. Check. Here. Check. Here. Here. I have mate. If they promote to a queen. Okay, they don't. A lot of pre-moves. All right, here we go. We got 1, 2. Oh. I was like, bro, are you really about to do this, bro? Are you really about to try to scholars mate me at 1985, bro? But never mind. We're good. I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks, man, from earlier on in the speedrun. All right. Okay. Here. There. Yeah, I'll take the space they give me. Threaten that pawn. Knight over could be good as well if they defend it. Really? Okay, well. I guess if they're there, right? So I'll take first. Then I'll come over. That way if they push, I actually get a good outpost. Because these pawns are off the board. I could also think about knight b5. Okay, here, or here, or here. Not taking. Don't want that. Here. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like this move. So I'm threatening a powerhouse fork. If they run, I could go knight c4. Kind of throw my knight into the mix that way. Okay, so I'm looking at d6 now. If they castle, I can lock it up. So I got good activity over here. Kick me knight d6. F5 looks good. Like a good square, I'd say right now. F5, yeah. Do I want to give up my knight? Honestly, maybe, because that's their good bishop. This is their bad one. I can start improving my bishop. Their bishop has no activity on that diagonal, so my bishop is untouched. Okay, improve our bishop there. Queen up looks good. I could try to improve this bishop too, honestly. Or just go there. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. They want to trade knights, huh? I think I'm going to let you do that on your own time. Knight a5 is not the best, I don't think. I could go queen g4, double attack that knight, see where it wants to go. Right? You can't kick me anymore. If you run, bishop h6, so the knight can't move. If here I could take and then push. Is that any good though? I don't know if it is. Takes, push here. Takes. It's okay, but it's a little much. I don't think it's worth all that. Okay, I'll continue with just a calm bishop move, take towards the center. Bishop a5 is not possible now. Okay, I don't want to repeat history and get my bishop trapped, so let's well, I was going to do that, but takes. Here? Looks fine. Okay, we'll do that. e4 I take. If not, I'll probably put my queen there. Yeah, so put the queen there, look towards b7. I don't want them playing e4. I don't want that. Maybe I start pushing my g-pawn up. Here. They take. The question is, do I go here first or do I just go here? But if I go here, I'm a little worried about queen h4, and then if I push, boom. So, yeah. Maybe I do this first. That way the queen can't get there. So I'm limiting the queen's access, then I step over. That's I'm threatening to trap the queen. The queen could go to h6. My insurance option there is takes, boom. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, wait. Actually, yes, because I have mate. But they go g4. I think I could take with the rook. And then I'm re-threatening that. Reinitiating that threat. I don't see how the queen... I don't see how black saves their material now. Yeah. h6. Bishop g5 looks strong as well. Here, no. Here. Huh? I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad move at all, actually. I don't know why I said no so fast. This and this are both good. What's the lower risk option? Here? I mean, do I really want to give up my bishop? Probably not. That bishop could become a monster. Okay. I guess that's one of the things, right? Like you can win the exchange, but then they have this monster bishop, or you can win a pawn. I'll take the pawn there. At least with a minute and 20 seconds on the clock. Tournament chess, I'm definitely thinking about this a lot, but okay, check. Back. Threatening mate. I think black's done here. I mean, you could take, but check. Yeah. Check. Check. Pawn up. And then queen in. That's a wrap. You know what? Yeah. We can do a rematch. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Alright, pawn up. Tuck. Interesting. It's almost like they're trying to go for this. There. I'm a little worried about that. So you know what? Let's play this approach. Let's do what I should have done against that stone wall. And yeah, realize that this is coming. I gotta keep some pressure there. And I'll castle. D5 looks good. I'll go a6. Prep b5 a little bit. Okay, let's push that now. Yeah, so h5 looks solid. Kicking that knight could have been an option, followed by knight f5. They're obviously not letting me do that right now. If I go here, they go there. I don't love that at all. If I go here, the knights could start jumping in like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go here right now. Make sure my bishop's ready to go before I even consider all that. Might as well have the bishop ready before, you know, committing to having that light square weakness. Yeah, so that move, I gotta take it. I can't push. I probably gotta take again. Nah, actually, I guess I don't. Takes. Pawn up, they run. Knight out. That's probably playable. I'll continue with rook over right now. Taking for them is not good, so there's really no harm in me taking my time here. Yeah, I don't think that's the best move because I take... I'm looking at d4. Here. I think pawn... If the bishop takes, I'm winning. If the pawn takes, what do I have there? Do I have anything at all? Boom. Yeah, I like the compensation. So I'm attacking the bishop. I'm looking at d5 with multiple pieces. Yeah, so that slows down any queen d5 options. I could jump in there. Let's see how they respond to that. They're there. Knight could run. Yeah, knight runs. Here? Attack that bishop, run back. So I'm down a pawn. It is a pretty locked up position. I got a good bishop here, so I got some compensation. I will say that. I got some. Is it enough? I'm not sure, but I gotta keep material on the board as much as I can. Just make this complicated. Add the pressure, add the tension. That does not force them back. That would just put them there. So let's keep adding pressure. If I take, no, that's very strong. I don't want that. Here? Looks fine. There. Fun. So I'm looking towards d4. Are they giving me material back? That was just kind of easy unless I'm missing something. I mean, I'm guessing they're going for that, maybe, but yeah, I don't think that was the way to do it. That looks pretty good. So take my knight, I go here, and then I'm coordinating with my hippo bishop towards g2. So if you take my knight, you're getting a knight and a rook for a queen. Not the best. So they can't take the knight. Rook in, we improve. Maybe. Or honestly, maybe throw the knight in there. Just chuck the knight in. What's wrong with that? Yeah. Chuck the knight into the mix. We're now attacking f4 3 times. We got a great bishop still. Takes looks tempting. They can't take with the pawn. They could take there. Takes, queen takes. Never mind. Queen c5 looks good. Knight f4 looks good. So let me go knight f4. Okay. Takes. Looking at g2. I think this game should be wrapping up pretty quickly here. Boom. I mean, I could take now, but why not just add a little bit of pressure? Right? Why not? If knight in, queen e3. The whole point of the knight move would be slowing down that rook. Now we got 2 on this. I'll take with the rook. Check. Take. Check. Check. Okay, fine. I'll go back. F3 is weak. Okay, I'm up. What am I up? 3 pawns and a bishop? I should be okay. I gotta finish this, guys. Come on. Okay, rook's hanging. Where are you gonna go, bro? Gotta go somewhere. All about safe moves now. E5, you can't defend it. A6, you could have it. Okay, you only got 2 more pawns that can help you win. Let me see if I can get those. Okay, I'd love to trade. King over, maybe rook over. So those are the 2 ideas I have right now. Okay, rook over. Looking at both. Offer a trade. Okay, they didn't want to lose their h3 pawn. Check. Pre-move. 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 Pre-move that. Oh, wait. I could do that. That's a check, so I can pre-move that. There's no sneaky little bishop wins bishop there. I didn't have to trade, but that's fine. All right. Don't think you can stop that. Okay. Let's do the knight's length away. Pretend this is a knight, move a knight's length away, and then keep copying. Copy, 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 until they touch the corner. And then you bring the king in. Okay, he wants to go for round 3. Let's go for it. All right, 1, 2, boom. Don't go. Okay, good. Good job, bro. Don't try that. What is this? Is this like, it's cool to me. It is cool. Like in chess, you have so many different setups, so many different ways of playing. The hippo's just one of them, but it's like, who does this? Where is he getting this from? Is this self-made? Is there some YouTube video out there? Y'all let me know if you've seen this. I have not until now. Okay, kick the bishop, kick the bishop. Boom. Take the space they give us on this side of the board. It's actually matching the last game, I think, that I had as white against him. Okay, there we go. Bishop e6. I can... If I take, they push. There's nowhere for my knight to go except e4. So I'm going to take first, then go there. Now if you push, I have options that are a little bit better. Actually, b7 would be great. Okay, looking at... That looks strong. Okay. Pester that bishop. If here I could take... Yeah, so I could take away their castling rights. I don't think I'm going to pass that up. That also looks fun. A little weakening, though. Yeah, maybe too weakening. Never mind. Okay, check. Go get our pawn. And then run back. Should be fine. Okay, good move. That looks to guard e5. Obviously saves the bishop. Maybe that could have been... That may have been a little better. I don't know. But... Okay. Yeah, let's get the knight out of there. Get the knight out of there. We still got our pin. Black should probably think about moving that queen at some point. They save their bishop, trying to keep material on the board. I'm up material. Does offering a trade do anything? They could just run. Is that improving for me? It's okay. I'm not going to say it's bad. I would say this is improving, though. Because now that is attacked twice. Right. Here... If I take the knight, boom, boom. Okay, I'm gonna play d4. Push that pawn up, give that knight some more support. Now, what do we got? Takes. I'm already up a pawn, so I don't need to be too greedy here. A one pawn advantage is a win in the endgame. Now I can take away from the center. Part of it is that I really like this structure. Take away from the center. Now I got that. I got d4. I got the ability to storm them, which is probably not going to happen, but that's available. And, okay, the queen runs. We probably take space. I could also start bringing my knight over. Let me make an improving move. Queen c3, f6. That's fine. What's the worst they're gonna do? That takes. Ooh. Boom. Boom. Yeah, you know what? On second thought, actually, never mind. I'm okay. If here I can sack the queen, and then take the bishop eventually. What do we got now? Knight f1 really kind of makes everything nice and safe. I could castle. I'll do that. Castle. Here, no. There looks fine. That's okay. Okay, I'll clog up the center. That way they don't have discovery ideas. Start pushing. Okay, there's the pawn storm I was talking about. Usually it's flipped and it's on the king side, but okay. The first time for everything, I guess. Kick. That looks good. All right, I also got an extra defender now, which is comforting. Okay, bishop's attacked twice. They save it. I can't be too much in a rush of pushing that guy, or else it's just gonna get taken right off. So I gotta be a little patient here. Just take a breath, dude. Keep these pawns together. No, that's too weakening. Okay, I'll keep pushing. If they take, check. And then my queen can always come help out if needed. Okay. A7 if they take. I don't think they're king. I mean, they're close, but they don't have a knight. They don't have the ability to. They could, if my queen was gone, they could go for some kind of perpetual thing, but my queen is there. Okay, offer a trade. Best defensive technique you could ever use, guys. Offer trades. I'm gonna go here first, just so that that's in tension. Okay, attack the queen. Now I got a backing for that pawn. We push it. Just double checking. Okay. I was a little worried about that, but I think I'm okay. I run back with the queen if needed. Like takes, check, I can run back. The rook's pinned. If you take, back rank mate. Yeah. Okay. 31 seconds. We should be okay. We should be okay. They got pawns, thankfully. That always makes it easier. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so d5. All right, they're strengthening their d pawn. We'll see what kind of setup they go for. It's looking like it could be a London or just a two-pawn center. Okay, that's fine. Continue with fianchettoing. F4 seems logical, taking space. G4 is okay. I need to slow down though. Play A3 first, finish the hippo, and then start taking a little bit of space. Okay, so bishop E7, I'm not usually all that impressed with that move. I don't think it's nearly as good as bishop D6. Yeah, it just doesn't do much in terms of slowing me down. With that move, sure, I'll take space on the queen side too. Let's go with, yeah, tucking the knight looks fine. I could go here, but then I run into bishop d6, e5. It's still an exposed diagonal, and they already have a queen there. So I'm just going to keep my knight here for a little bit. If e5, maybe I'll consider this, but for the time being, just make this improvement. Cover a5 as well to kind of slow black down from doing that. And we'll see. I mean, they could go either way with their king. They're definitely taking their time with it. Pawn up, takes. That's another move that just makes some progress. I'd say f4 as well. f4 as well is actually pretty good. Queen b6. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Because that weakens e3, but right now there's no way for them to target that. C5, what the heck? Okay, now that move is not something I see very often. That doesn't make the most sense to me. But okay, what do I do with that? Again, what can I do to just make some progress here? Maybe queen d2? If here, castle, here, kick, they push. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, tuck the knight. All right, I'll start with that. Tuck the knight, castle. The biggest ways I see for black to put pressure on me would be e5, bishop d6, queen b6, one of those. c5. This bishop can't really do much for the time being. Okay, so that's a good move as well. The knight looking to go to a4. I think in that instance, queen d2 is good, castling is good. If you kick my bishop, I'll probably centralize it. Okay, I can't push there without dropping b4 on the spot, so I don't want to do that. Queen f3 is definitely something on my radar. That opens up f5 a little bit. f5 right now is not, not great because I don't want to drop it. The queen takes knight on g3. So somehow I got to guard that knight before I even think about that. Probably queen f3, but yeah, rook f3 is typically not the best idea. Could take space with e4 as well. So, the hippo, you'll often get the hippo and it's like, you know what, you got flexibility. There's different ways to play it, different ways to approach the middle game. Some ways are incorrect, but often you have a few different ideas that can be utilized. Now queenside, I got to start attacking, so let me throw my bishop into the center. See where the queen decides to go. That's their good bishop in a sense, so I'm okay trading. They don't want to trade. We can chuck a knight into there. Okay. That also frees up my a-pawn. Now with that move, let's just... Yeah, sacking doesn't work. Okay, let me bring the bishop back. Defend c5. Okay, there we have kicking before they play e5. Pawn or knight? Probably knight. Yeah, probably knight. That's a good bishop. I'll go rook just to keep pressure on f6. So if you kick me, at least I have pressure there. The knight improving, that might open up knight takes pawn. What am I missing? Knight takes pawn, pawn, boom. That looks pretty good. I could also go for this. Let me take that guy. get a pawn advantage. You run with your knight, I run with mine. You run back. I probably run back. Yeah, just run back. If you run again, I don't know. Maybe my knight has something else available. That A-pawn's got to start pushing, though. That A-pawn has nothing in front of it, so push it. Go crazy with it. They can't blockade it. It's just impossible unless they use a minor piece. But if they do that, great. Look, you're using one of your minor pieces to stop my pawn. I'm good with that. Okay, so I don't really see how they slow this down. They can take it, but then this one has nothing in front of it, right? Okay, so we have capturing. Take with the bishop. Trades are good. Okay, start pushing that A-pawn. Okay, keep pushing that guy. I don't like check ideas. And I could trade, but I have a nice attack. I'm going to keep material on the board for a little bit here. Let's see, we got D2's under fire. B4's under fire. Okay, let me defend that guy. What do we got? If the B file opens, I do get some attacking chess out of it. So we're at even material now, but I do have some pressure. Okay, attack the queen. See where it goes. C3 is a possibility. Probably go rook A2 at that point. Okay, queen C5. Let's kick. Okay, activate our rook in a major way. So that's a hole. That's an outpost. That's a weak square. Probably want to double up now. Where's my bishop going to go? Here or here? Right now, it's not doing much on that spot. Okay. Okay, I'll just improve that bishop a little bit. Okay. The queen's kind of in jail right now. You can try to get it out, but then I have taking options. Yeah, I don't think that's the greatest for them. Okay, we can start eyeing those rooks up. Okay, I can take that. I don't know why they didn't just take, but fine with me. Okay, queen B6. That's again, that's just a weak square. Okay. It's all about promotion in the end game. Take that pawn off. Centralize queen. Take D5. And yeah, should be wrapping up soon here. Okay, I think this is the first 2000 in the speedrun, unless I'm forgetting about somebody. Okay, here we go. Develop quickly. A3 is not really useful. Okay, D5 just got weakened. Now they're in an Averbach formation. So I'll castle f4, because that's what we do against the Averbach. C, D, and E all up 3 pawns. Or 2 squares, I mean. Those 3 pawns there. That's f4 is what you want to do. Yeah, and this is common, but we'll lock it up and look towards f5. If you take, we'll take. And that's good for us too. I mean, this is better, but that's obviously good. Okay, so this is a dream scenario. Now we got those pawns all facing towards the king side. I'll continue with g4, knight tuck, making sure that's defended. Bishop back, h4, you know, all the regular plans here. So they're going for c4. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I will drop my bishop. Okay, just get some more coverage on that side of the board. Let's play h4 now. Looking towards g5. Yeah, I mean, just great attack. So if the knight runs, h4 would be attacked. If I push this, I'm gambiting a pawn. Don't know if I want to do that necessarily. So if the knight runs somewhere, I could go knight f3. That could work. And then g5. I like that. Now g6. I'm not so sure about that move. I mean, look, taking for me, that helps them. That helps their rook improve, their bishop improve. No. And taking for them is bad, so I don't need to take them. I can keep on adding pressure here. I was about to go knight f3, but g4 would fall. Got to keep an eye on that pawn. Bishop h3 could be a good addition. Nice addition. g5 is also good. Let me just push that pawn. A lot of moves there that are good, that are strong. Bishop h3 is an idea. Knight f3. f6, it's a little bit too closed off, I think. Takes. I'll probably wait on that. Maybe bring this knight over. Yeah, bring that knight over. Okay, I'm trying to create as much tension as I can here, so that it's impossible for them to lock it up. The previous move, I had the option of taking and taking. I don't know if that was correct, but that was something I was looking at. Now, typically in these positions, you want to take away from the center so that you get e4, you get a great bishop. I think that's good here as well, because if you push, I take. I'm fine. So now we got a great bishop, a nice e4 square that we can look to take advantage of with a minor piece. And again, just a brutal 3-pawn center on their side of the board. Yeah. If I push, I mean, I like my position, but I think we got to try to open it up. So I'm going to take this. Take that guy. Yeah, I'll take again. Remove the defender. Look towards g6 with my knight. I wanted g6 to stay open so I could throw a piece into there. Yep. Okay, queen d2 seems like the logical choice from here. Okay, so now I'm up material. That's nice. Let's go taking towards the center now, because I'm not getting any activity from this. Only they would. I'm also opening up h5. If it was my move, it's a mate in 3. If here and I do it, they do bring the rook over. Yeah, so they bring the rook over now. If I check, they just bring their king over. Is trapping the king worth it? I think so. So I'm trying to make sure that king can't run. Now I'm looking at check, check. King g2 or something. I mean, a king on h4 can't be good for them. So that's really what I'm looking at right now. If e4, probably take it, calmly capture. Because I don't want to check and get blocked by a pawn. Protected pawn, pass pawn, no, I'm good. e4, take with the pawn, or I mean the bishop. And that should be fine. What else could they do? I mean, anything passive, I think I'm able to give that knight up. Right? If I move the queen somewhere, the king does go back, so I probably got to move my king up and then try to deliver mate that way. Or rook lift, but I like king g2 because there's really nothing covering that square. Yeah, so here, let's go check, check. Again, if I move my queen, they run, so let's do here. Looking to mobilize that rook. The king can't move, nowhere to go. I think we're in good shape. I could pre-move this. For some reason, I don't want to. I'm just going to wait and see what they do. But it looks to me like a good pre-move. And now you only have one move, which is queen h2. Okay. All right, d4. Here we go. Taking a little time here. So yeah, again, guys, you know, now that we're at this stage in the speed run, I got to be playing faster, trying to use the clock a little bit more. And that's the goal for this the rest of the speed run here. So that's the nice thing about the Hippo. You play fast. They can either match your pace and play against something they're not familiar with, or you get that edge on the clock. I actually find, for my level, I find the biggest advantage in terms of the clock to be in classical chess. I mean, I've had 40-minute advantages on the clock. I can't even tell you how many times with the Hippo, because players just sit there thinking forever. Oh my gosh! Not again! Terrible move. The second white does that, we're better. Well, I guess we're not playing a Hippo, but we're just better now. Shout out to the earlier videos in the speed run for this position. Okay, take the queen, pin the knight. This is all memorized, by the way. So I am threatening to take that pawn. Again, not a Hippo, but I'm simply up a pawn. And here, yeah, we can take. And I could take this right away. Why not? Yeah. I was thinking maybe here, but then I get pinned, and just take it. Now we're up a pawn. So, okay, they block. I don't really want to give them, you know, double isolated pawns to look at, so let me just kick that bishop. I can tuck my knight, castle queen side. That's typically what you want to do, guys, when you see that e-pawn advance. Take, get the queen off the board, and then castle. Okay? Eye up that king. Oftentimes it's with check, which is always fun. Okay, the king's trying to perch itself on c2. Yeah, I don't have a light squared bishop, so that is a pretty solid square, actually. But, okay, let me bring this bishop back. Maybe offer a trade, since I'm up a pawn. And these pawns are all isolated, so it's going to be very hard for white to play with these in the endgame, I think. Looking towards f5. I was going to go to f6, but I like f5 because that knight is unable to ever get kicked around. You can take it, but that's it. You can't kick it around with a pawn. Here I get kicked. I don't know if I love that. Here, yeah, let's just improve our knight. They improve theirs. We can offer a trade or go bishop h6. I like that move. So if they want to avoid a bishop trade, they're going to have to go knight d2. Here, I mean, I can't kick the knight without them running right in here. That's not good for me. I could go here. Let me do that. So I'm covering this twice now, which does allow this. Kick here, maybe. Okay, in that case, yeah, let's take... can I get away with taking another pawn? I don't know. I don't know if... I just don't like the knight there. Okay, I'll go check. A little bit more okay with it now because of rook d6. So kick the knight. They run, I kick again. Or I offer a trade, maybe. I suppose if I kick again, they kick me, right? And we're kind of back to square one. In fact, that's a fork. Not fun. I could go here, but then they improve. That's a little bit weakening. All right, I'll offer a trade. Okay, f3's hanging. Check. If they run, I take. But my knight could get trapped. That's not good. But if they take, I get a pawn, which is fine with me. If they run here, maybe I'll just plant my knight. Okay, so we'll go check. Knight f4 next. Because I don't want to get my knight trapped there. I guess it depends where the king goes. Like if the king ran here, sure. Oh, looks like we got a disconnection. Oh, no we don't. Okay. Again, can't do that. Knight f4. I'll advance this pawn. Yeah. That's fine. I could kick. Could also fight for this file. Let me do that. If you leave right now, boom. My knight covers e6. Takes, check, I block, check, yeah, that's not good. I run up, they go here, so I'm not really winning a pawn there. Okay. Well, I'll go king up then. Avoid a check. Still looking at that pawn. Here, don't like that. Rook over. That way my knight's a little bit more free to think about taking stuff. Start moving a little faster here. Okay. E3 maybe? Knight d5? Okay. Cover that pawn. Trying to advance my king more. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. They check. I probably go there. Nope. I run back. They could take on e6 if they want to. Yeah, I don't think that's good for them, but... just don't have enough time. That drops, okay. Okay, so my bait is farther than theirs. Yep, so I win. Yeah, my pawn was further away. It all came down to that one pawn. Which pawn was further away from everything else? Which makes that distraction happen. Okay. Let me look through that one more time. Towards the end. Yeah, so it's like minus 0.5 for black. So it's pretty, I mean, it's better for black, but it's not like winning. This was all a draw. Now white's slightly better. Slightly. Yep, so that was winning. Big mistake. I don't know what that move was trying to do, right? You got to activate your king in the end game. Yeah. I don't know. So it has here, here. Yeah, it's still hard to play. I mean, even that move right there, it's over. No win, that is. I guess if I move up, they run in. No? Winning for black. Wow, what a difficult endgame to play as white. Okay, so you kind of got to corral my king a little bit, then keep defending your pawn. And then they win. Okay, interesting. But yeah, you got to play more actively with that king. It's going to take me some time to go take this guy. So while I'm doing that, play actively. Play actively. That's slowing my pawn up a little bit too. And then they're good. Okay. And again, guys, at this stage, take the pawn. Okay. Take the pawn. Bad move by them. Technically, white is okay-ish, but I think practically they're losing. And we are better, according to Stockfish. Okay. Here we go. Win this game, we are going to hit 2,000. Okay, pretty standard setup. Let me just prevent that. B6, A6, boom, boom. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know what we're doing. Now E4 is a little bit weak, especially with that bishop on B3. So that bishop's unable to help this guy unless it goes 1-2. So that's definitely a little bit of a target. Now we have queenside. You have a 2-on-2, which I'm not worried about. So I love this position for us. Here, looking to kick that knight. That's a B5. That's what we got to start with. Even if you played A4 there, I'm still doing that. Okay. Now you're allowing me to pick off that pawn. So no matter where you go, I take with tempo against your knight, meaning it's hanging, which gives me time to save this pawn if I want to. I think I do. Why not? It's a little awkward, but sure, I'll keep pushing. Okay, C5, I could do that. They do got a lot of pressure on it, though. 3. I only got 2 defenders. That's not good enough. I could tuck the knight. Or just go here. That's probably the best thing. That's the really nice thing, y'all, when you're playing the hippo and they push this or you take or whatever. If they don't have their e-pawn, you just, these squares are yours. Now this square is mine. Typically, G5 is not a good pawn move, pawn break. Most common by far in my games. Yeah, because now you got all this and it's just stuck. Like, what now? That's not going to happen. I got a double pawn clamp and I got a knight looking at f5. That would have been much better. That type of idea. Takes. I'm good. I can't leave the bishop yet because takes, and then there'd be a discovery. So I got to keep my knight defending that for now. Yeah. Queen d3. I think we're good to castle. I'm safe. It was very safe over here. Thanks to them pushing g5. Okay, knight back. We have... yeah. Tuck this knight. I'll probably take with the pawn just to keep my knight centralized, keep it looking at f6. And... okay, f4. So again, you're not going to pull off f5. I can run back and go take that square. Putting pressure on all that. Okay. So they run. If I kick the knight, they run. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't really want them playing d5 necessarily. My bishop would get better, but then e6 becomes a target. And this locks in all of my pawns on light squares, all of theirs on dark. And we both have dark square bishops, so that's perfect. Do I take the knight or the bishop? That's the question. Knight or bishop? Knight's safer. The bishop, then d4 is weakened. But let me take the knight, because the knight can actually do stuff. This bishop's pretty useless. Okay. Maybe rook c4. If you kick me, I improve again. Yeah. So I'm looking at that pawn twice. Now I will improve the queen, threatening that. Threaten it again. So we have good pressure. I'm not really seeing a way to break it open yet, but pressure is good. Takes, I'm good. Takes. The bishop's hanging. I'm threatening that. I think that works. So I'd be down a piece, up 3 pawns. These pawns are obviously very weak. Yeah, so f4 would fall quickly. Okay, so again, I have 2 threats. That's a threat because the rook's pinned, and that's a threat. I don't think they can stop both. I mean, they could go here, but then I take. Takes, and that's pinned. Even that probably works. So, yeah, that's a threat. That doesn't stop that threat. And that's a threat. Here, check. That's great. In terms of pawns, I still have all 8. They have 5. In an endgame, that's a dangerous place to be, right? Being down 3 pawns. So is being down a piece, but the bishop is pretty useless right now against these pawns. It is active now, though. I'll give it that. And it's a bishop, so I mean, I'll take it. You know what might be even better than taking? Let's do check and then get that queen. Right? So whether you go rook back or here, I could do this. Now, would I rather have a free rook or get the queen? Probably the queen. Yeah, probably the queen. Okay. So we're up a queen now versus a rook, basically. And we got a bishop here too, but we got a bunch of pawns. Let me... Sure, I'll take that. Okay. Queen in. I do got to be careful about back rank mate stuff. That would be horrible. Okay. Check. Yeah, that is a little bit of a concern. That back rank mating pattern. Can I run? They go there. I run. They check. I go here. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, so I got to start running out. Get my king so they can't mate me. I'd love to work my queen here. Let me see if I can get there or not. Check. Check. Here works too. I got to get my queen to a square where I can make a fork happen. Check. Check. They should have blocked with the rook. All right. There we go. Hey, guys. Appreciate y'all rocking with me up until 2000. Tomorrow, we're looking to hit 2100. See you then. I wanted to finish this video out by giving a shout out to my Patreon supporters, including Walter, Rob, Ray, Roger, and Jerry. I appreciate y'all a ton, as well as the rest of my Patreon community. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon before, make sure to go check it out. There's some exclusive benefits that you gain by becoming a member, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.